Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Dallas Stars franchise mode here in NHL 20. So in last episode, we made a pretty big trade, trading Evgeny Nabokov to the defending Stanley Cup champion New York Islanders, as well as we made some pickups in the draft. Some good prospects for the future that hopefully we can build around to being this team into a contender. Now, we are going to be signing a lot of big name free agents in this episode because we also let go of quite a bit of players. And yeah, we have no NHL goalies currently at the moment, so we're going to be picking up 2 goalies, like a couple forwards, as well as a couple defensemen to kind of make this team hopefully a cup champion by next summer. If not, maybe in a couple of years. Hopefully, we could continue to develop our team into being a very good one. So let's get to the free agent signings because we have a lot of them to make. I think like 8 signings we have to make. So we first have to look for goaltending, which is our main problem at the moment. And we're going to be picking up Jiggy to replace Evgeny Nabokov. Now, Jiggy, the interesting thing with him is he's been playing with the Sens in this for his entire career. Not the greatest numbers in some seasons. Like, it could be because the Sens were really weak throughout this mode. But he had a pretty solid season the last year with 6 shutouts, a 907 save percentage, and a 2.89. His playoff numbers haven't been the greatest, but it could also be because the Sens haven't been that good. Like, we have a way better team than they do, so we could probably bring in Jiggy and he might perform a lot better. So we're going to bring in Jiggy on a multi-year deal. I don't know about 6 years, though, because that would take him till he's 33, so let's give him a 5-year deal, because that'll take him till he's 32. And well, we're waiting on DePenta, so we could trade him away, Jiggy, eventually, or we could use him as a backup. I don't know, but we'll give him 5 years at 6.5 since there's no salary cap anyways. Who cares what we give him? So we'll do 6.8 for 5. That should be able to get him because there's no other teams interested in him at the moment. And then we're also going to be signing a backup goaltender, and it is a future technically in this Dallas Star, and that is Marty Turco. As you can see, 81 overall backup. He actually has some pretty solid numbers as a backup, and he hasn't been really getting much NHL time because he has been sent down multiple times throughout his career to the AHL, so he's kind of a fringe goalie at the moment. So we are going to sign him as our backup for the upcoming one upcoming season, just to see how he is first. Maybe we'll bring him back another year. So that should get that done. I was also debating about bringing in Roman Turek instead, but Roman Turek is more of a starter goaltender, and I'd rather Jiggy, because Roman Turek also played with the Dallas Stars in his career. So those are our 2 goalies we're going to bring in. Now, in terms of defensemen, we are going to be making some big ones here, but let's get to the one that it's kind of an interesting one I saw, and that is a potential defenseman, and that is Pavelski. Now, I was looking just for like prospects maybe for the AHL, and this guy is an undrafted defenseman, 19 years of age, offensive defenseman, 69 overall. So this guy actually looks pretty good for a potential future defenseman for us. So we're going to be signing this guy, and he's probably going to be playing on the top line in the AHL right away, or at least on the top 4. So that guy is a pretty good signing, I think, if he comes to us. Hopefully he does. So that is one of our defensive signings, even though that is an AHLer one. And then in terms of overall signings, we are going to sign, or try to sign at least, Hans Helmer. Now you're asking, why am I going after a big name free agent? Well, this guy's a defensive defenseman. We have a lot of OFDs. So basically how chemistry works is offensive defensemen work usually really good with defensive defensemen. So if we bring this guy in, we could have a pretty good like chemistry, I think, with like him with Lindback or something, or him with somebody else like maybe Oslunch. So we're gonna bring in Hans Helmer. Yeah, there's 2 other teams interested in him, so we're gonna have to offer a bit more. But we're gonna turn this down to, I mean, he's 26 years old, so we'll give him a 6-year deal, so it takes him till he's 32, and we'll give him 9.350. I know I'm kind of cheesing the system a bit, but this team needs to win, so we'll do that. Hopefully he accepts, and hopefully he doesn't go to the other 2 teams that are interested in him. Okay, and then we also need a top 6 defenseman, and I found one that actually matches our system too, and that is Danny Markov. So Danny Markov wants a lot of term and money, but I'm not going to give him a lot of term. As you can see, though, he fits our defensive pairing 3, and he also fits our penalty kill, which is good. So we're going to bring him in on I'd say a 1-year deal, just to take him till he's 30, and I'll give him a bit more than he wants since it is for less term. It's 4.75. There's not other teams interested in him anyways. So that is our defensive signings. Now we get into our forward signings, which there is a couple big ones. So we are going to be signing a guy named Holweg, who is a perfect fit for our top line. He's a two-way forward, 26 years of age, 84 overall. He actually just came off a very solid statistical season with Edmonton, 67 points. And yeah, he's kind of on the uprise in terms of point production. And as you can see, he fits our top 6 forward lines, and he also fits our power play lines too. So that is a plus there as well. So we're going to give him a multi-year deal as well, 4 years at 6.250. I know I'm just like signing all the big name free agents, but when you have no cap, you could cheese the system a lot, and I did not mean to do that, so I'm going to have to go back for a second. 4 years at 6.250. There you go. So that's one of our big name forward free agents. Now we're also going to be signing back Dallas Drake. He was with us last season. We acquired him, I think. Yeah, we acquired him from the Vancouver Canucks, and he played really well. He is more going to be of a second liner for us, I think. So we're going to be playing him on the second line left wing because we are going to be moving Mike Modano back to his center role, probably on the third line because he is dropping off a lot. So we'll give anyways Dallas Drake a 1-year deal at $6 million. He should accept that. And the reason we're going to be playing him on the left side is because he's a left-handed shot. And then we have one more signing to make for forwards actually that are dressed, and that is going to be bringing in Knights. He's going to be our third line left winger. Now he does not match our system, it looks like, at the moment, so we might upgrade him during the regular season. But he's like pretty much the best left winger that we could use. He's pretty much like the best left winger we could use on this roster. So yeah, we're gonna offer him a contract. He's not been the most consistent like point producer, but he's more of a, I guess, a defensive third liner. So we're gonna bring him in on a 1-year deal as well. Or actually, yeah, we'll do a 1-year deal because we're gonna probably flip them away and upgrade their spot if there's anybody available that we could upgrade eventually down the road. So 1 year at 4.5 should get that done. And then we need one depth forward at least because we're going to be using Martinson as a depth guy again this year. And that is going to be a depth center named Perot, I think. I can't remember what his first name was. Where was he? Might have to sort alphabetically because I do not remember what his name was. Let's see. He might be down farther. Perot, where are you? Because he fits like our system, I think. I'm pretty sure. Let's actually sort alphabetically. This might take a while to get there, but yeah, all these signings I think is going to help us out a lot as long as all these guys sign with us. We've already offered 8 contracts, which is probably the most I've ever offered in an offseason, but this team needs to go through some big changes, I think, because moving Mike Modano to the third line center like gives us 3 like really good face-off men, and then playing Franzen as like the fourth line center is also pretty good for that way. So where are you, Perot? Okay, we passed. There he is. He's the best depth option available for us because he fits our system and he fits our top 6 forwards. So when he comes in the lineup, he could actually fit the scheme a bit. So we're going to give him a 1-year deal, and we're going to give him a one-way deal at 1.250 or 1.2. And that is all we're going to make. If for some reason Helmer does not accept, we're probably going to go for another defensive defenseman that should be still available, and that is Ken Sutton. He's not as good as an overall. He's like an 80-something. But, yeah, we might bring him in. Okay, so we should be hearing soon. And Pavelski's accepted, so that's that OFD for the AHL, which is great. It's a nice signing for an undrafted player. And who else? Okay, so there's a trade. Yanni Niinema heads to Washington with a 4th. From the Sens for 2 seconds. Okay. Markov is accepted, so that's for our top 6. That's nice. Easton Holweg is accepted. That's our first line right winger. Marty Turco is accepted. That is our backup goaltender, so that's also really good to see him in Dallas now. Perot is accepted. That's our depth guy. I think. Yeah, that's our depth guy. Knights is accepted. Still waiting on Helmer and Dallas Drake, I think. Dallas Drake is accepted, and Helmer is accepted, so, and Jaguar. So that's literally everybody, I think. Let me just make sure that's everybody, and then we will sim to next season, I think already. Or I will check the free agent signings that happen around the league as well, just for fun, like at the end of this month. Just because I'm curious on where like some of these big name guys are gonna go, like Doug Waite, for example, and Alfredson and Mary Lemieux. Let's just see if we're approached. Yeah, we got literally everybody we offered, so our team should be pretty good. We also have some RFAs still holding out, but hopefully they re-sign with us soon. They probably will, because I mean no other team is gonna offer them direct. So let's go to August the 1st, and then we'll take a look at signings around the league, and then we will probably make a jump cut to next season beginning. So Soleil, no, I'm not trading Soleil. Soleil's a good fit for us because he's a defensive defenseman. Him alongside of somebody like Lindback is pretty good for that top four. And Ekman Larson's accepted for the AHL, that's good. Same with Patrick Ward, that's two of the RFAs. Any other RFAs want to sign? It looks like a lot of them are trying to hold out still longer. I'm not going to make any trades in this offseason. Helmerson's accepted, Quenneville's accepted. I'll make sure we get them all back though. Bruce Street is accepted as well. Mikas is accepted, and I think that's it then for RFAs. There's a trade, so Matthew Schneider in a second head to Toronto for Felix Potvin and a 6. That's a really interesting deal. I think Matthew Schneider never played in Toronto. Maybe he did briefly. And then Felix Potvin in Montreal is kind of cool. Him going back to his home province of Quebec. So Antil is accepted as well, which is good. And I think that's all of our RFAs, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just check that first before we get into the signings. And then we'll do a jump cut to the start of next season with the edited lines and all that, just to save a bit of time for this episode, because I'd like to get a decent amount of the season simulated. So let's take a look at our contract situation and look at the RFAs that... Okay, I think we did get them all back. Yeah, we must have all got them all back. Because if we go to our main roster, or actually in the system, yeah, there's nobody that's holding out still. Okay, that's good. Okay, so let's get to those free agent signings, see who signed with where. I'm curious on Alfredson especially. If he signed with the Sens, that'd be nice. Okay, so signings, so any big name signings, not going to read them all out, but if there's a big name one, I will. Because most of these guys are not real players at the moment. It's all EA generated at this point, it looks like. Or a lot of them. Okay. Lots of signings. Some of these might be actually big name signings, but I don't know the players, so... But we did sign a lot of the bigger name free agents. Yeah, a lot of these guys I have no idea who the heck they are. These are probably all like RFAs that were trying to hold out or something. At least that's what it looks like at the moment. Kovalenko signs in with the Islanders. That's a decent signing for them. Makes them better. Ulanov signs in Ottawa. I think that was a starting goalie, so that's nice for the Sens to pick up a replacement for Jaguar. Godiniak in Toronto. That's our former player. Anybody else? Korolyuk signs in Russia. Goes back to his home country. And Stanislav Nekar, our former player, signs in Russia as well. Tuomo Salo, I thought that was Tommy Salo at first. Winnipeg matches an offer, okay. I'm just looking more for the big name guys. Jocelyn Thibault in Winnipeg, okay, that's kind of cool. Ottawa received compensation for James Segal getting signed by Pittsburgh, so that's kind of interesting. So somebody actually gets successfully qualified. So Ottawa gets a first and a third for that. Okay. So kind of a trade, you could say. Martin Gelinas signs in Tampa Bay. Just because in 2004, his goal didn't count. Any other big name signings? Chris Draper signs in St. Louis. And another compensation pick, too, for New Jersey as they let go of Yashin. Not Yashin. Anybody else? Ariel Lemieux signs in Hartford. Okay, that's kind of a weird deal for him, but maybe he goes and wins a cup there. Who knows? And that's all. So is Alfredson still a free agent? Like, he doesn't match our system at all, so that's why I didn't go after him. But let's just go to free agency, see if he's actually still available or if he might have gotten signed. Yeah, he got signed, but it didn't notify who he signed with. So we're going to have to find that out, I guess, at the start of next season. But yeah, let's do a jump cut to next season with our edited lines. So I'll see you guys in a second. Okay guys, so our lines are set. So we got Sidor, Wong, and Clancy's going to be jumping to the top line this year. He's got really good offensive awareness, good passing, and all that stuff. So I think he should be able to produce pretty well as a top liner. He only played one season so far fully in the NHL where he had 34 points. And he also played a bit of the 2028-29 season where he had 10 points in 33 games. So he's doing pretty decently so far. Hopefully he could produce on the top line. And it's got a +3 chemistry as well, so that's good. Second line, we got Holweg, who we signed, who I could have used as a top liner, but I could switch the two of these guys probably with no really big drawbacks. He's with Lundell and Dallas Drake. Third line, we got Caden Knights, and Mike Medano is going to be playing third line center because he's dropping off a lot. Hopefully we could get him one more shot at that Stanley Cup. He's got 1 year left on his deal. I don't know if he's going to retire at the end of the season or not. He's playing also with Keith Drake. Now, Keith Drake is one of these guys that also could be used anywhere on the second line or on the top line too. So, who knows? We could move these lines up a lot, around a lot. Fourth line-wise, we got Wells, Franzen, and Ewan. And then defensively, we got Helmer and Ozelinch, Lindback and Soleil, and Markov and Haynes. So, the only problem I really have with our team is our defense at the moment because Lindback's more of a top 6 defenseman, even though he's listed as a top 4. I don't know if it's a really weak defense or not, based on the league. Like, Haynes is listed as a top 6, apparently has a 77, so maybe our defense is fine. And then goaltending-wise, we got Jaguar and Marty Turco. As for our depth guys, we got Martinson, Perreault, and Taves. And in our special team unit, just to quickly go over that, we do have some good chemistry on our first line power play and solid on the second line one. Our penalty kill, though, on the other hand, it's okay for the normal penalty kill, like the 4-man penalty kill, but the 3-man penalty kill is kind of iffy on the second one, but I can't get it better, so we might need to find somebody that's a better fit for this penalty killing unit, maybe a better defensive defenseman or a better two-way defenseman, I don't know. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all our lines. So yeah, hopefully this team simulates pretty well. I mean, we have some very good face-off men, so you got an 84 in Wong in terms of his face-off production. Lundell's got 87 on the dot, Medano's got 87, and Franzen has 87. So we should be winning a lot of face-offs, and hopefully that helps us out in key situations. Okay, so we are up here at the start of the season. Let's just, yeah, we're listed as a champion. We should be good to go for the start of the year. Yeah, I think we're good to start the year. So we're going to go we're going to go 1 month at a time, and we won't make any trades this episode, but if we are doing somewhat bad in next episode, like we're around 500, I want you guys to suggest me some stuff for potential trades, because I think I need your guys' help on stuff. Maybe that's why I'm not winning games. I don't know. Because when it comes to the playoffs, we struggle a lot, especially in the goaltending area. It could be because of the Nabokov, but glad he's gone to the Islanders at least. And hopefully the Islanders fail because of him. So, preseason underway anyways, though we lost in OT to Detroit, but then we beat Chicago 4-2, which is nice. One game against the Winnipeg Jets, not that these matter really that much. It's more about feeling the team out a bit. Jake Wells was never injured. We lose to Winnipeg. We beat Toronto. Game against the Germans, and then we have the Blues to end this preseason. And no, I'm not going to accept this deal. A second in Zanin for 2/3. That's kind of actually an interesting deal. Maybe I would accept that. Because Zanin, I don't know if he's going to make the NHL, but giving up a second to get 2/3 this year, it's a bit questionable. Especially with the direction this team has been going the last few years. And okay, so we go 3-1, 1-1. That's a really weird record during the preseason. Who led us in the points category out of curiosity? Lundell was 7 points in 6 games. Hopefully he has a good season. He had, I think, his best career year last season. So let's see how this season starts off. So let's go to the home opener against the Detroit Red Wings. It's good to have Marty Turco as a Dallas Star now, but it seems weird to have Jay Shagir as one. Let's go all the way to, November the 1st, see how we do in this first month of action. I don't know how long this episode's been because of the editing lines, probably not too long. So we'll probably go up till January 1st in this episode. We start the season off with a 4-2 loss, which is not good, and in a 0-0 tie with the Germans. So good defensive game on that second one especially, but offense has been kind of bad to start the year. 2 goals in 2 games. And we already have an injury to a top liner, and that is Jared Sador with a mild concussion, out till October the 19th. So we're going to already have to make some line changes, which really blows, but Dallas Drake is still a solid fit for that top line. Keith Drake could come up to the second line, and then third line wise, who are we going to put in here? Martinson, maybe. Yeah, we could try Martinson. Let's see. Yeah, Martinson fits there. Okay, good. So yeah, that's how we're going to fit stuff, I guess. So we're going to always move, like if there's a top liner that gets injured, we're always just going to shift one guy up from the second line. And then like the third line, somebody's going to move up to the second line. Just little small changes like that. But it does suck that we lost Sador, because Sador has been our best player the last few years. Like in the playoffs last year, even though we were out early, he was a pretty good producer. So we're off to a bit of a shaky start, probably because we have a lot of new faces on the team. They're kind of just filling out their new teammates, as we are 2-2-2, and Sador is back, which is great news. How did Martinson play on that third line out of curiosity? -2 in 3 games. Not really a fan of that. So let's go to left wingers. Sador back into the lineup, which is good. And then we're going to move Drake back down, and the other Drake back down as well. I really want to win one more with Mike Modano, because Mike Modano was with us when we won our first one, obviously, but I would still like to get him multiple Stanley Cups if possible. So Tampa Bay's fired their head coach, Mitchell Davison. Okay. We lose to Finland. Yeah, this team's still kind of streaky a bit. But like I said, it could be because we have a lot of new faces on the team that we're still trying to figure out how to play with each other. So I'm not too worried at the moment, because we're still staying right around 500, 3-3-3. Okay. So no, I'm not going to up a pick or a prospect. 3-4-3, and this team is still struggling. It could be the defense. The defense is definitely due for an upgrade, but I don't really want to make a trade this early on to the year. So 3-4-3 in our first month. Hopefully we have a better second month. We have our leading point man has 7 points in 10 games, so we're not scoring enough goals, it looks like, at the moment. Let me actually take a quick look at how each line has been doing in terms of production and defensive plays. So top line has been pretty quiet, except for Wong and Clancy. Like Sador, actually Sador was injured, but 3 points in 7 games, it's a bit quiet. But they also only have 4 goals combined, but they have a lot of assists. The second line has been scoring a lot more goals. Okay, that's good. Third line has been struggling defensively. Yeah, that third line's been pretty bad, plus-minus wise. It's always been like that, though, like last season. Like, I don't know really what we could do to change that up. Like, I mean, I could put Dallas Drake down to like a third line role, but I don't really want to do that. Because I could do something like this. You know what? I think I might actually do that. Even though Dallas Drake has been pretty good so far. Dallas Drake is a good defensive player, and he's more of a grinder kind of like player too. So that gives Drake more of a offensive role in the top six, and that gives the other Drake more of a kind of a defensive role with Medano and Knight. So yeah, I think I like that better. Yeah, I think I like that better. Drake's not the greatest fit like Keith Drake for the second line, but it's okay. We could always flip him and Clancy. I don't know. But Clancy fits that top line actually really well. And same with Wong. Sador's not the greatest fit for this first line. Like, we could always move him around in the lineup as well. But I don't think that would work really with our team that well. Okay, let's anyways get some more season simulated because I don't know how long this episode's been. I've been recording for 35 minutes already, but I did have to edit the lines, so that probably took like a good 10 minutes. So we could be at around 20 something minutes. So we still want to get to January the 1st in this episode regardless of the time. So let's do another month. See if this team can simulate better in November. Like I said, I'm open to any deals probably next episode. I will look at the trading block by the end as well, so you guys can kind of get a feel for what we could go after. I just don't know why this team is so weird, because like we are listed as a champion, but our team just does not simulate like one ever. Like, we've won, I think, a President's Trophy before. We've won a Stanley Cup, but we haven't won since, like, 2021, I think, or 2022. Somewhere around there. I don't really need Keith Primo. He doesn't really fit our lineup because I actually looked at him in the offseason. He was on the trading block. He only fit really our top six. So we have 3 wins in a row, which is great, and our offense seems to be doing good in all 3 of those. Hopefully we can keep it up. Game against Germany is a 3-0 loss, so no, we cannot, apparently. Game against Vancouver, who's struggling to start the season. And Stefan Franzen has injured his leg, which is our 4th line center, so that's okay, because we got Martinson as our depth centerman. And then Perot, I think I'll use as a winger. Yeah, I think that's how I'll do it. So Martinson, you can come in. There you go, +1 boost again down there. I wanted to play Martinson this year, but I didn't feel safe putting Franzen as a 3rd line center because being an 80 only, I felt like Mike Medano, since he was dropping off, like it might as well be the 3rd line center. No, I do not want Richard Matvichuk back to this team, even though he was a cup champion with us, I think. Yeah, he probably was. I don't know if he was in the lineup that much that season, but Franzen back in. There you go. The thing with Franzen is he's not that good defensively, though, for a 4th line center. Like, he's got 83 defensive awareness, so we could always upgrade that spot if we want to as well. As just his face-off stats are really good, so I'm hoping that helps us win games as well. So we are 10-8-4. We got 2 more games this month. 1 in Philadelphia and 1 in St. Louis. And also, sorry if you hear me tapping a pen. I don't know why I'm doing that. 3-3 tie with the Flyers. I'll take that. At least it's a point. And the game against St. Louis was a 5-3 loss. So we're 10-9-5. Still not off to a great start. Lundell's still leading the team with 20 points. Let me take a quick look at our lines again, see how the plus-minus is, because maybe it's one line that's dragging us down a bit. Plus-minus on the top line has been great. Second line has been okay. Third line is still struggling. I mean, Drake is +2, but the other 2 are -6. And then the 4th line has been a bit Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's defense. Top pairing's been great. Second pairing has not been the greatest. And third pairing has been bad. So let's try and flip Markov and Soleil. Maybe give Soleil a chance to play with Haynes, because Soleil is more of a veteran than Markov is. And then goalie-wise, how's the goalies been? Turco off to a pretty good save percentage in goals against wise, but he has not been the greatest. And then Jay Shiger has been really good. Yeah, Jay Shiger has been actually phenomenal. 248 is way better than any goalie we've had during the regular season, really. In a 915, he's been really good. He just hasn't been getting wins because the offense doesn't score enough. Okay, so let's do, where are we again? December the 1st. Yeah, let's do one more month of simulation. Just because I have a feeling this episode's getting real long. I have no idea. But yeah, let's do one more month. And then we'll take a look at the trading block and who's been doing what so far for us. And yeah, then next episode you guys can suggest some trades to hopefully get this team to being a cup champion, because I really want to get this team at least to like the second or third round this year, because we keep on being a first round exit, which is very annoying, and somehow we still have a good fan happiness after all these years, which is weird. So we beat San Jose 7-3. We beat Detroit in overtime 2-1. Okay, we're in a playoff spot right now, which is good. And just our record looks kind of iffy a bit. Game against Calgary is a 3-1 loss. Yeah, our team is not the our team never wins say 13 games in a row. Our team only wins say 4 games and then loses a couple games in a row after that. It's a very streaky team. It could be due to our age on some parts. Mike Modano's already 35 or 36 now. So it could be because we're an older team. I don't know. But a lot of these teams that we're playing against are a lot worse than us, yet we still lose to them. And as I'm saying that, are we on a losing streak? No, I do not want Dag. Yeah, we're on a 3-game losing streak now. And we're bottom of our division. Yeah, this team is very temperamental. Game against LA is a 3-1 win to end that losing streak. Mark Gorecki with 1 year left, with Vander Least for a second and a third. That's not bad, but I don't really feel like I have a spot to put in Mark Recchi into our lineup. Even though Mark Recchi won a Stanley Cup in his final season in real life, so maybe that's an omen there. We do beat the Rangers 5-3. Last 2 games of the month. Czech Republic. Why is this simulating go so slow? 6-4 loss. That's not a good game. Greg Johnson and Mark Recchi for first and third. I don't mind bringing in veterans like that, but at the same time we'd have to move out some other players, which is not a good idea. And we lose 5-1 to Quebec. So yeah, we are struggling a bit. 15, 15, and 7 at January the 1st. So I definitely need you guys to suggest some trades. We definitely need some offensive help, because 29 points for the leader in 37 games. It's not that good. Let's take a look actually at the standings quickly on how we've been doing in terms of goals for and stuff like that, as I think it is our offense that is the main concern at the moment, because we might be keeping the puck out of the net, but we're not scoring enough. Goals for per game, we're near the bottom with a 2.92. Our goals against, though, has been one of the best in the league, so we're playing great defensive hockey. We're just not scoring. Our power play has been struggling a bit, and our penalty kill has been really bad too. So we definitely need some offensive help going into next episode. So let's take a quick look at what is available in terms of free agency, or not free agency, what the heck, of the trade deadline. Well, not trade deadline, but trading block. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but anyways, let's see if there's anything that could help us out offensively for next episode, because maybe we want to trade for a really good forward, but then we'd have to give up quite a bit probably as well, which is the only problem, because we don't have that number one super really good elite player kind of. At least I think so. Anybody interesting? A lot of prospects on the block, which is kind of a bummer. Joseph Stumple's not that bad, and Dag's not that bad, but they're not that good of offensive players, I don't think. Yeah, Stumple is more of a third liner, and Dag is also more of a third liner. Mark Recchi, like we were getting offered, is not too bad, but I mean, he's producing actually really well too. 47 points in 41 games. Mark Recchi could be one of those guys we want to bring in, but we'd have to we'd have to trade one of our right wingers, like Dallas Drake or something, because Mark Recchi only fits our first line, which is kind of iffy to only fit one line. And Greg Johnson fits our second line, and he's off to a pretty solid start too. There's also Andreas Dackel, but he's not really a super offensive guy either, I don't think. We could upgrade our defensive situation and bring in Ken Sutton, who, as I said, does fit our system a bit in terms of defenseman. Pellick is a goalie. Don't know who else is available really. Keith Primo still, but I don't think we could fit him really into our lineup. Yeah, there's not a lot of good stuff available. Godiniuk, Schneider, Peter Sikora actually might be that type of guy. He's not been producing super well this season, but he had simulated pretty well other years. He might be an interesting one to bring in for 1 year, but he is only fitting on our second line. Doesn't fit like power play lines and stuff. Shannon might be interesting actually. He's on statistical growth, but he simulates really well for some reason. Yeah, maybe we trade for Darren Shannon. I don't know what it would take to get somebody like Darren Shannon. I could actually go propose trade to see. Let's go to the fine trade and just see what it would take for us to get somebody like Shannon. And then I will leave it with that for next episode. Okay, so Shannon, 85 overall, 36 years of age. He does have multiple years left, which is a bit of a drawback. But I mean, there's no salary cap, so it doesn't really matter too much. To get him, we'd have to give up a first, a second, and Zanin. Or we'd have to give up Varakis a second and a third, or Fitzgerald a second and a fourth. I don't know if I really want to give up prospects. Like, I could give up Zanin, but I don't really want to give up the first is the only problem. This one that wouldn't be interesting. We did just get Varakis last episode, I think. And then Fitzgerald is a couple years from been drafted. I don't know about any of these ones. I mean, Shannon produces really well, but he might not produce really well with us. And does he even match our system at all, or no? He fits our second line. Yeah, I don't know about making those type of deals. But anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of our Dallas Stars franchise mode. So in next episode, we might make a few trades to help out our offense because it's just not been producing. And yeah, we'll see if we could get this team to be a playoff team. We're only a couple points back still, and we got still more than half the season to go. We also have the least amount of games played in our Division 2, so that might help us out a bit. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time.